Welcome, everyone.
Oh, wow, you do the welcome this time.
Oh, I don't care. It doesn't matter. Welcome to Rise, Rinse, Repeat, the podcast about life, love, and family.
That's right. I'm Elisa, and this is my husband, Trent.
So we're switching everything this time, yes. No script up, so we're just going to wing it.
We are. Well, I mean, it should be pretty self-explanatory. It's our story. That's what people wanted to hear about is us.
Yeah, so we hopefully don't need a script for that. I don't need one. Do you need one?
No.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to do the questions first, or do you want to jump right into our story?
No, yeah, let's do the questions first. So I did ask some questions on our Instagram feed, and we got a ton of responses. I'm very grateful. And if you haven't already, go follow us at Rise, Rinse, Repeat Podcast on Instagram. We also have a Facebook page that you can follow and like. I'll just throw that in here right now since I'm talking about it. Okay, first question. First question is, movie or drama you want to watch but haven't had time? Do you want me to answer first, or do you want to answer first?
I wanted to see the new Batman. Yeah, I love The Dark Knight, so I'm just curious to know how it matches up. I didn't really like any of the Ben Affleck ones as much, so I'm curious to know how, what's his name?
Robert Pattinson.
Yeah.
I had to think. I was like, wait a second, I know this.
Yeah, I want to see how he does. I think he could do good, but I don't know. That would be the one.
I have to say, yeah, that was, oh no, I'll get to that later. We'll talk about that later because that's part of our story. Never mind. So I'll focus on the question at hand. Okay, you said the new Batman. Okay, I'm kind of torn. I kind of want to see the new Enola Holmes on Netflix because it looks super cool and awesome. I also just like the actress. I'm going to blank on her name, but I know she's one of the leads in Stranger Things, and I loved that, which you've never seen. But I have to reach out and say a K-drama, and that's when I'm going to go with a Korean drama that I have not. Is it Millie Bobby Brown?
Yeah.
Oh, yes,
I knew there was a Bobby or a Billy in there, but I didn't know who it was.
Got it. Okay, I knew it took me a second to get there. A drama that I haven't had time to watch. I've got several saved to my Netflix. I used to have Vicky, but now I've got several saved to my Netflix. I'm letting Business Proposal stack up because it was really good. I was episode to episode, and I hated waiting. So I'm watching Hometown Cha-Cha-Cha while I wait for Business Proposal to get some more episodes, and I can just binge them and be content and happy. So I kind of answered the question.
No, that was exactly what the question was, so yes.
Okay, something you're looking forward to. It's kind of vague. That's okay.
Can I say the new Batman? No, I'm just kidding.
You know, I can't say the same thing.
I'm looking forward to Evelyn being able to talk and just being able to talk to her and just see what she thinks. Like, it's gonna be so crazy.
Yeah. Aw, that's cute. I love that. I feel bad that every time you look at me, they don't see your face or your reaction. They only see mine.
How's my profile, though? Like, if I'm looking at you, everyone can see my profile.
It looks good, but I'm also biased because you're my husband, and I think you always look good.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Something I'm looking forward to. I'm ready for her to walk because, I mean, yes, the talking's going to be great, but I'm ready for her to walk because it's going to open so many new doors. Yes, new challenges, but it's also going to, like, open new amazing doors I looked at a picture of you and I said him, for her and I, to just do new things. You know, we want to get her a slide, we want to get her some stuff that she's going to be able to do and have fun doing. That walking just opens. So also looking forward to my parents coming and visiting, so you and I can go.
Oh, okay, that's why you're looking forward to them being here. Okay.
They don't care about me. They come to see their grandkid. They don't even care about their daughter.
I know. They show up, and then 10 minutes later, like, oh, hi, Trent. Hi, Lisa. I'm like,
there was one time it took an hour for my mom to hug me. I was like, are you kidding me? You gave birth to me, woman. No, I'm just kidding. Right.
I mean, it's true, but...
It's true, but, yeah, I'm not
very,
really sad.
Very over the top. You used to be like, oh, hi, Mom.
I know, yeah.
Okay, next question.
Okay, how do you guys treat yourselves?
With good coffee in the morning.
And you make really good
and SodaStream my Soda Stream. We haven't had any in a while, but I like seltzer water.
Yeah, we need to get some. Summer's coming up. I feel like I drink more of it in the summer because it's bubbly.
Wow, we did not get very far at all.
No, we didn't.
It's this wind. I think this wind woke her up.
Probably. She fell asleep in the car, too. It's 3:17. It's been almost an hour. She's up for 2.5 hours this morning. We'll see if she settles or...
Yeah, okay.
If she's not going to settle, then...
We'll just splice two together.
We'll just splice two together and call it good.
Okay.
Or we'll just call this the questionnaire section and we'll finish the rest later. Treat yourselves. You said coffee. Me, I'll splurge on like some treats. I like food, so like some cookies or ice cream or popsicles. I'm obsessed with popsicles, especially in the summertime. So treat yourselves. I think that answers that.
Popsicle season. Yep.
Mm-hmm. How do you guys make sure you don't burn out?
I think we just do a lot. We do a variety of things. Like I think, I don't know. You shouldn't be able to get burned out as a parent.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. You and your spouse should work together, so you can each take time for yourselves, so you don't get burnt out as a parent. And it's really important to do that. And then for everything else, yeah, it's just a very small part of our life, like podcasting, like writing. So it's balancing them all.
Yeah, just balancing what's the priority. Like, if we miss a podcast one week, like, it is what it is. Like, we're not going to get hung up on it, but in a way, it allows both of us together to be creative, and we both like to be creative, so it gives us that output there. So, yeah, I think also just taking time, like you do, you get the morning before she wakes up for yourself.
I try to.
Yeah, you try to. If you're not using it for sleep, you can pick and choose, but then you try to give me some time after you get home from work to replenish Elisa, to replenish myself, so I can come back in it and be, the best mom that I can be. There's no such thing as a perfect mom or a perfect wife, just try, but getting that time so we don't burn out. So it's usually for me now, it's working out, getting back into that, and or having a spa day for myself, or something like, just the serenity of it all, or making dinner, or getting to clean up after dinner, feel like you're not just taking, and not just, but you're not taking care of the kid. You've done it all day long, so now you want to do something else that has meaning. Because taking care of your kid has meaning, but you need different levels of meaning to help yourself not.
Yeah, and I mean, that's just when we switch. I have been at work all day, and I want to see my daughter, and I want to play with her, and I don't really want to come home and do the dishes after dinner. So it's a good time to switch. I always have projects, but hopefully I can get those done before Evelyn wakes up, or just again balance it.
Yeah, it is all about balance, and then also take care of ourselves. Like the evening when she's asleep is for us, where we get to just pour into our marriage and pour into like each other and just catch up. How's your day? Because sometimes you don't get to ask that at the table because you're focused on the kid you're feeding. So simple things like that, I guess. Okay, do you feel like you're still in a honeymoon phase with each other?
Yes. I think so.
Do you feel like you have to say yes?
No.
You have to say yes.
No. I mean, it's a little bit more comfortable. Like,
oh, definitely. 100, yes. I think
we just know each other better, which means we can... I'm sorry. I was not done with my thought, but that's okay. Yeah, we just know each other better, which means we can, communicate better. The time that we do spend together is, it's less about figuring out who each other is and more about, I don't know what I'm trying to say.
I guess I'll say, I think I know what you're saying, is we're still getting to know each other because we learn new things about each other, like, every day, but we know so much also already.
So we have a foundation.
So we have a foundation to build
That's
off
what
of.
I'm trying to say.
So we have stuff that we can continue to build on or remember. Oh, he likes, this type of candy, or he likes, when I put this smell in the diffuser. I don't know, just weird random stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's small, but like can be super meaningful. And so I think it's yeah, I think we do. We have moments where we're still in the honeymoon phase because we don't just sit on the couch and do nothing. Like, we do stuff together, we talk. I mean, and also our daughter keeps us on our toes. But, like, at the end of the day, like, there's sometimes we don't wrap up with watching a show together. We lay there and talk and, oh, what'd you do today at work? And you tell me, and I'm like, what is that? And you gotta tell me what it is. I'm learning,
And then it just puts her to sleep. I mean, sometimes.
Well, if I'm trying to get to sleep, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Then I have you retell me, but I listen first.
I know, I'm just giving you a hard time. I think it's cute.
Okay, I don't know if this is the last question. I can't tell, actually. What is something you have learned about each other recently? Yeah, that's the last one, because the next one is a video of my mom.
You could air that just because.
She would be
it's
so
a
mad if I
great
did.
podcast content is. Okay, I told Elisa last night because she read this question to me. I was like, I think like there is, but I can't remember what it is. For some reason, I thought there was like some food that I learned you didn't like for some reason. Oh, well, I mean, I did learn that you didn't like blue cheese.
Oh, yeah, that was something new you recently learned. I think it's disgusting.
Well, yes.
Even the dairy-free kind.
This is dairy-free blue cheese, so it's not real blue cheese, but it has the right taste.
That's going to be something in a different podcast. We'll talk about our
blue cheese?
our healthy lifestyle. Oh, the lifestyle we've chosen to live. Well, okay.
The
One got chosen
controversy.
for me, but we'll get into that.
The controversy of blue cheese or not blue cheese. That's a whole podcast right there.
I do know blue cheese. But that's okay.
Okay, I also don't care that much, so.
Something I learned about you recently. Oh, I did. The same thing. I was like, yeah, I know I learned something about you. What was it? It was...
Was it that I liked blue cheese?
No.
Okay, good.
It wasn't that I liked blue cheese. Okay, it's not one from recent. I can't think of it, but I do remember... Okay, so Trent loves games. And I knew that he loved games. I didn't know how much until I saw this dedicated zipped zipped like box full of dice and all different kinds of dice. And that I think is something really cool and unique that I learned about you. Sorry, that I learned about you. That you have so many dice, and I think that was why I thought of that is because last night we were talking to the girls about it. They were shocked at how many dice you had too, but they're all pretty. I think that was pretty cool, and I had no idea that there were so many different types of dice. So that was a really interesting and random, unique thing that I learned. But it wasn't super recently. Oh, sorry, I can't. I know I did, but
That's
my brain
fine.
is going through.
No, that's good. Okay.
Okay, that was the last question.
I don't hear Evelyn anymore, do you? Moment of silence.
I do not. I wonder if she
Okay.
just has it.
She's gonna love this when she grows up.
Oh, she's gonna be like, Mom, this is so embarrassing.
Well, then don't do it.
Everybody does it.
Okay.
So yeah, welcome to the podcast. We started off with questions. We're gonna jump into our intro now.
Okay.
Perfect, thank you.
So, how did we meet, babe?
Oh my gosh. Okay, I love telling this story. It's so much fun. Okay, so Trent is the second of 6 kids. I gotta give that backstory real quick. I'm not getting into all their names and all their stuff like that. I'll just tell you, it was very intimidating to meet everybody because there's a lot of them, but they're very sweet, very kind. But it's about us, so I'm gonna focus on us. So here we go. I knew Trent's second youngest brother, not older, second youngest brother. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
And I was part of the same life group, attended the same church. Trent was going to a different church at the time, a church that I went to in my college years. And spoiler alert, we're back at that same church. We moved churches, but anyway, so my job was to get our entire life group to sit together. That was my job. I was entrusted with it. I don't know why, but I was. And so I got everybody to sit together. I had to grab one other person that decided to sit by himself. He's like, I couldn't see you guys. Well, I found him, brought him back. Trent can talk from that perspective in a minute. But that was the day that Trey's brother invited Trent, and Trent decided to come to the church that we were attending. And so we came and all sat down, and then here walks in Trent. You know, he's got his bright blonde hair. I can't remember what he's wearing because the only thing I remember is just seeing these rosy red cheeks and like these bright blue eyes. I mean, like, and as soon as I saw him, I felt like somebody punched me in the throat. Like I couldn't breathe. Like I felt like my stomach dropped down to my butt. Like all of this stuff. Like I was like, because I never, you know, I had dated a few guys beforehand, but like I never felt that same way. Sorry. And so I was like completely shocked. And so the entire time Trent comes over and sits down, I meet him, say hi, you know, introduction, that whole thing. I just keep talking to Trace because I feel like every time I would look at Trent, like I felt like my mouth would go dry, or like I didn't know what to say, or I was gonna say something stupid, so I just kept talking to Trace. But that was my initial reaction. Like when I met this guy, like he took my breath away. Like I instantly was like, I want to get to know everything about you. Like I just, like in my mind I was like, I know this is stupid, but I want him to ask me to coffee right now, like for after church. You know, I just wanted to get to know him so quickly and so badly. There's my perspective.
Okay. I had went to that church the week before that. Like Tracy had invited me, and I saw Lisa sitting in the booth, and she was all wrapped up in her black pants and black hoodie, and just like in the back of the booth, just I don't know.
Mad about the world, I guess.
I don't know if you were mad or what, but you weren't very friendly. I mean, I didn't say anything. It's not like you blew me off or something. But so that was the first time I saw her, and then the next week, she got the life to get group together. I sat with Trace. And then so we all sat down, and like as soon as I sit down, she gets up and leaves and goes and gets this other guy to come sit with her group. So that was very confusing.
He had a fiance, by the way, so he
I
didn't know that.
I wasn't part of the life group, so I mean that was my fault. You did invite me to a life group that night, and I didn't go.
That was your fault.
I'm not blaming anybody but myself.
I had to talk to Trace only. I'm just kidding. I had a bunch of people
So yeah, that was the week before everything shut down, before COVID shut everything down. So we met, and the next week, church was canceled. Me and Trace were bored. We wanted to get outside.
Wait, you didn't feel anything when you first saw me at church? I just gave all that detail, and you're just like...
You guys don't remember that stuff as well? I remember seeing you. I remember the parts where you went and brought another man to sit with you. That's the part. Well, yeah, because that was the most traumatic. No, not really. But
you told me that story about your Uncle Will. Was that all a lie?
Wait, when he saw Ruth?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was different.
Wow. Okay, no, please keep going.
I didn't tell you that. My mom told you that story.
My whole story with you is a lie. I'm just kidding.
No, it's not. We were bored. Back to being bored.
Okay.
We wanted to play spike ball when we get outside. The snow had just melted. And so I told Trace, you should text his life group. So we did. And then Elisa, Dax, Cody, and Emily all showed up to play spike ball. And we played spike ball for 4 hours.
I got a sunburn.
It's dedication right there.
I've never played this game before in my entire life. I had no idea what it was. If anything, Dawson and I were very proud of Trace because he's a very quiet individual. And the fact that he invited people out to do stuff, we were like, we've got to go because he's branching out and we're proud of him. So we went. And also, secretly, I was hoping...
Of course I'd be there. Spike ball's the best game. So yeah, we played for 4 hours. I got to know Lisa pretty well. You invited me to your birthday party.
I did.
Along with Trace.
COVID-inspired birthday party because
Yeah.
mine was in March.
Yeah, it was smaller than usual. We went to a friend's house, and I was there. And
Sal's house, yeah.
surprised you, or whatever. It was kind of a surprise party.
Yeah, like I knew it was happening out somewhere, and it had to move locations because people had to follow guidelines, so things got changed. And Val is the one that hosted in her house, and I felt so loved. I felt so like appreciated. Dressed up. The girls all wore like dresses and stuff, and it was a blast. It's beautiful.
I do remember what you were wearing when I sat down with you. I remember that much. You were wearing a maroon sweater.
Yes, at church. Okay.
Black pants. So I can remember some stuff. And yeah, I didn't talk to you a whole lot either because I was nervous too.
I know.
You mostly talked. We just went snowboarding and skiing. And Trey skis and I snowboard, and it's
And
very
I started
contentious.
a war in church.
And
I didn't know it.
So,
I wasn't into the world of snowboarding and skiing yet. Now I'm learning how to snowboard. So.
Yeah, so that's what was going through my mind. Jumping back to that.
Okay, jumping back to that. That's
Okay,
Sunday.
back to the party.
Back to the party. Well, wait, I wanted to talk about spikeball. My
Okay.
version.
Okay.
So, I was just super excited. I remember what he was wearing. He had this huge, like, graphic tee on it. It had a giant lion on it that was missing an ear. And it had, like, a little hat. Like, not hat. It had, like, a warrior's helmet or
So
something.
Viking helmet.
Yeah, Viking helmet. There you go. Anyway, I thought it was cool. It was a cool color. For some reason, I thought it was blue. It's not. It's gray. So, I had the color in my memory wrong. But, I do remember when we were partners. Because, like, Trace and I started off first as partners playing the game. I don't know why, but we did. And so Emily and Trent were partners, and then we rotated out with Dax and Cody. And Dax is my younger sister, and Cody is her husband. For those of you maybe that haven't put that together or don't know that, I don't think we gave you context. Just so you know, like, who are these random people they're talking about. Anyway, so I played that long, totally got sunburned. It was totally worth it. I learned a lot about him and stuff like that. I learned he had a very cute butt. Yeah, I'm going to say that. I
don't care.
I know, I don't either. That's why I said it. So, yeah, but we were doing high fives, and so when Trent and I came, we actually had some pretty awesome high fives every
They're
time
very
we
natural.
played. They were so natural. We were like meant
People
to
were
be.
missing. Yeah, we clicked on our high fives.
We clicked on that.
That's when we knew.
So yeah, it was awesome, and we wrapped up and I invited him to his birthday after we sat in a circle of stretching. We did stretches because Trace is very big on stretching. After he's very athletic, I guess. So anyway, we did that and we talked about stuff, and then we moved on. And yeah, and then we came to my birthday party, and I remember just seeing Trace's truck, and I was like, I wanted to be mad but also sad, but I'm like, I don't know, maybe they came together. Well, they did, because there he was. I singled him out. I was just like, Trent, you came. Forget everybody else. Don't say hi to anybody else yet. Just single Trent out. And he's like, yeah. And then I'm like, oh, hi, everyone.
Yeah, I don't see.
I was trying to make it really obvious.
In the moment, I did not pick that up.
I know. That's probably obvious in girls' side because I'm pretty sure Emily, Dax, and Val all gave me like that look, like the girl look, like, oh, we see you, we see you.
Yeah, I was definitely oblivious to that. Because we had a great birthday. You had a great birthday party. I had a great time at your birthday party. But the next morning, it took me like 3 hours to write like a 50-word text because I was so nervous. See, I didn't pick up on any signs that you liked me at all. I had no idea.
Oh my gosh. Doxana, my sister, or Dax, she was like, as soon as him and Trace left, she was like, girl, he likes you. He is all about you. He is all about you. And Val's like, yeah, he's going to be asking you out soon. Then y'all can get married. Like, she was all like about it. And then like, Emily's like, that sounds so exciting. Like, all the girls. And then there's just Cody, the only guy left. And he's just like standing there like, shaking his head and smiling. Like, he's a great brother-in-law. I love him.
Yeah, Trace did not give me that at all. I went home. I don't remember what I did. Went to bed. I had to work the next morning. That's why we left at like 10.
Yeah.
Trace was mad at me. We had to leave. I was like, I have to go to work at I have to get up at like 5 o'clock in the morning.
And
I
Trace
wanna go to
didn't
bed.
believe that. He was partying. He was having fun.
He was really mad that we didn't drive separately, apparently. But we did.
I'm so
We
proud
left.
that you were up so late for me, for my birthday.
It was for you and for your birthday. Nobody else. And make a token appearance and leave. That's it. But yeah, like I said, 2-3 hours working on that text, and then I finally sent it, and then it took a while for you to text back because you were talking to your grandma.
I was also freaking out. I was doing little, like, running back and forth and sprinting and jumping with joy in my apartment, in my sister and I's apartment. I was on the phone with my grandmother. Yes, this is true. And Trent McCreary pops up on my phone, and I'm like, my grandma is telling me, mind you, she's on speaker telling me this sad story, and I'm like trying to be sad and understanding with her, but at the same time I'm also sitting here like, oh my god, because he had texted me, and you know, he's like, we could go for a walk tonight if you want to, if you're available when I'm off of work. Oh, you're gonna bring it up. He has it saved. He screenshotted these. I love it.
This took me forever to write. Hi Lisa, this is Trent. I had a great time hanging out with everyone last night. Today, totally, we're staying up till 10:30. So right there, I said up till 10:30. I was wondering if you would want to do something tonight or any other time this week. Since everything is closed, we can just walk around Gunnison if it's not too cold or windy, which it was, but that's okay.
I did check.
Or if it is, we can hang out somewhere and talk. I promise I'll try to talk more.
Okay. he still is a kind of quiet guy. He's gotten a lot better at being open to. I mean, him doing this podcast right here. Let me tell you, he's become way more talkative, way more confident in himself too. I mean, not that he wasn't beforehand, but you just were a quiet guy.
I kind of wasn't.
Well, I thought you were, but that was like with me. It was different.
Yes.
I immediately was like, smiley face. What did I say? I said, "Hi Trent, I had a lot of fun with everyone last night too. I am glad you did come, and I am glad it was worth staying up. I did feel bad. It was so late and you had to be up so early. But thank you for coming." Another smiley face. Not the emoji, just the normal one. I didn't want to freak him out. "I would like to do something tonight." Another smiley face. Oh my gosh. Let's see, what is it? Let's see, walking around or hanging out somewhere sounds great, and I'll try to ask more questions to hopefully get you talking more. So that's what we had. So we hung out that Thursday, and then we hung out Friday, and we hung out Saturday, and we hung out Sunday. We hung out for almost a week straight. The following Saturday, for some reason, we didn't spend the day together, and it was the worst day of my life.
Well, because the restrictions got really strict, and Dax was freaking out.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, my sister's a rule follower, man. I love her, but she is, and she was freaking out. She didn't even see her own boyfriend. I was like, "You're crazy." That was the last time I did that. I looked at her. I said, "Nope."
Yeah, that was the only day we have not spent any time together since we met.
That's true. Other than that, it's been every single day. Well, now we're married. Ha! You can't leave me now. Yeah, so that's how it started. And I was like ear to ear, like freaking out, so excited to get a text like that. And we went for a walk.
We talked.
I was trying to like fish for an answer. Do you remember that? I was trying to fish for an answer about like how he takes relationships, because like at this point I just turned 25. And so I'm sitting here, I'm like, what? I'm not wasting my time just dating to date. I don't do that. I'm dating, like, with the intent. It doesn't mean I'm going to marry someone, but, like, I don't date just to date. Like, you know. So I was, like, kind of fishing to see how he felt about relationships, how serious he his answer was such a brush off, and I was like, crap, is this guy just some other, you know, guy? No, he was so nervous.
Well, yeah.
So nervous.
I felt like you were, I don't know, watching modern TV. As soon as the guy takes the relationship seriously, it always scares a girl off. And so that was like my only experience with dating. So I was like, I can't like scare her. But then a week later, it didn't matter.
Yeah, we jumped in. I mean, after 2 weeks of dating, we were talking about marriage and like kids and how many kids we would want to have.
Kids we want.
Stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because I was like, he was going to be 25. I'm just a few months older than he is, but yeah, I was like, we're not, why are we wasting time?
Neither of us wanted to waste time. And we weren't.
Wait, was I 25 or 26? I feel like I'm getting the age wrong. How old am I now? 28?
Yeah, you were 26.
I was 26.
I was 25. I was going to turn 26. I did know you when you were still 25. For 2 weeks.
For 2 weeks, yes. And then, okay.
Yes.
True stable connection lost. That's okay.
Better?
I hope so. I don't know. That was another question on the Instagram. Elise, did you get a new splitter for your headphones? No.
Well, you were in town, but she decided not to get one.
Our daughter was exhausted. I was not going to drag her into Walmart. That would have been terrible for me. So. And her. So. No, so I mean, yeah, that's how our third date. He took me snowshoeing. It was so much fun. He had coffee, and then he had like a nice thermal blanket to put down, and the snow. It was so pretty. It was so much fun. I was like, Lisa keeps together because I was so out of breath. I'm like, that is unattractive.
I was the same way. I was like, ooh, we should just stop here.
Yeah, I liked where we stopped because we were both exhausted.
But you had to meet my family for the first time.
That was also what I was going to say. Talk about intimidating. I met his 3 sisters. Taylor she's the oldest. She was cooking something. They just all got done working out. Trinity was there helping, and then Tessa. I don't think Tessa said a single word to me. I think she waved. Taylor did the most talking. Trinity added in some here and there. I think we talked about white collar for 10 minutes. Because we all were nervous and was freaking out. He went to go find snowshoes for me.
I had to go find snowshoes. So I just left you upstairs to talk. And you do amazing.
And I think Tate then came. He's the youngest brother. He came up, and I don't think he even made eye contact with me. I think eventually, like, he was like, just wait. And now, like, I get, obviously we all, like, know each other now. And it's, like, different. So it's fine.
none of us had ever brought a girl or a guy home. So yeah, you were.
I was the first breaking in there, being like, "Hello."
Yeah, and I didn't give anybody any warning. Like, they didn't know who you were.
And that was also the day he introduced me as his girlfriend, and I
Oh.
didn't know I was his girlfriend. That was an awesome thing to find out. And then later he was like, "Should I have asked you to be my girlfriend?" So I was like, "No. I mean, I'm just glad." I knew then, like in that moment too, like it was the third date.
Mm-hmm.
I'm already meeting his family, and he's already considering me his girlfriend. That I was like, he was taking this pretty seriously, like, and I didn't have to really worry about anything. Which was like, I'm still not worried about anything, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, yeah, that was a pretty memorable date. The other date that we had, the first time you held my hand, it took you an entire...
The Dark Knight.
The entire Dark Knight movie. But you finally did it. You know how, like, you just sit there and your hand's just, like, out like this on the couch, just relaxed? Nobody sits like that, right? And I'm probably talking more to, like, the girls than anything. He knew. Because I would occasionally, like, because I could see him out of my peripheral vision. He would, like, look down at my hand and look back up. Like that.
That was so subtle.
The first time he held it, I swear, like, I know this is so cliche, but it's like electricity. I, like, felt, like, my, like, goosebumps and stuff like that. Like, I just love that. And that was the same day, too.
That was five days in.
5 days in, he held my hand. It took him that long to hold my hand, but that's when I knew, like, that this relationship was different than any other relationship. Because, yes, he totally did find me physically attractive, obviously, but there was more to it. Like, there was more to our relationship than just that. Because it took him that long. I think it took him a week and a half to finally kiss me. Or he kissed me too. It was amazing. But like when he held my hand, that was also the same day. He hadn't kissed me. He had just held my hand. And he told me he loved me. People here are probably like, "What the crap?"
I know, but the best response is, "Why?" So that's what I got, and I was terrified. And I probably stammered for a while, but...
No, you didn't, because I saw your face, and then I immediately was like, no, because I started freaking out. I'm just like, and I explained why I said why. Because all these other relationships that I had, if a guy said that, it was because he had already, like, kissed me. Like, it was more of the physical love and not a real love that he was expressing. And so I looked at him and I said, no, I love you too, because it was real. And... That
made me feel better.
Yes, I was like, and I'm not just saying it. I said I had to ask why, because I was shocked just because of all these other previous things. But I did. I genuinely loved him. I hadn't felt any other way before that. And we went on a walk afterwards and, like, held hands and talked more about, we talked about everything all the time. Like, we just clicked and we were okay too, sitting in the silence. It was never awkward.
Mm-hmm.
I hated when you always had to bring me home.
That was the worst. The one day we did not see each other, I think it was day, 4? Or something?
Or like
it was after I told you I loved you.
Yeah, it was a week later, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I did. I drew up a wedding ring I was going to give her. I haven't given it to her yet, but I'm going to give it to her someday.
I have a wedding ring, it's just not the one he drew
It's not the one I drew up, but I did, and you?
You also drew our dream house.
Yes, I did that too.
Which we probably won't be able to afford until we're 80, but that's okay.
We're working on it.
I don't need anything that glorious when I'm that old. It's too much work at that point. Too much work. But, yeah, there was just so many things that were pointing, like, our story. So a lot of people, so I'll give a little backstory. My dad's parents, who now both passed away, got engaged after dating for like a month and a half.
I think it was a month and a half. I thought it was 6 weeks.
It was 6 weeks.
Because we halved it.
We were engaged after dating for 3 weeks.
Yeah, the first time I met her parents, they were, so Amy, my mother-in-law, is a traveling nurse, and so they just got off a job. They were down in Montrose.
Mm-hmm.
Elisa texted me. I think that.
I think it was the day before to plan us coming down the next day.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay, I think it was, because I had texted my grandpa, like, what was it, like 4 or 5 days before that, to ask for my grandma's wedding ring, because that's what I wanted to give Elisa, and he did, and it showed up that day, and so I knew that I had to ask him that day. I had to ask Paul, my father-in-law, and so I did. I had the ring in my pocket. I was terrified. of losing the ring, and so I checked it all the time.
I never noticed. I had no idea. I
I checked it all the time, and yeah, Paul went out to the truck they were moving the 4-wheeler for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they were. Yeah, I don't know why.
So I think he had just dropped it off, and he was getting back, and I just like, I don't know if I said anything, but I just like stood up and walked outside to talk to Paul, and that was terrifying.
My mom looks at me, and then she starts yelling at my grandma, her mom, "Mom, move away from there!" She's like, "Get out of the way!" She's like, "Don't be near the windows!" And my grandma's just sitting there in front of the fireplace. She's like, "What is going on?" She's like, "Don't look outside. Don't be nosy." She's like, I don't even know what's going on. But my mom's like freaking out because she just didn't want Trent to feel uncomfortable or anybody to be uncomfortable.
I was already uncomfortable.
Because she knew what was going to happen. I had told her that he's probably talking to Dad about this. And she's like,
So yeah, I asked Paul. He said yes. That's the short of it. And there was more in there, but that was the short of it.
That's all you're allowed to share.
Exactly. Yeah. And then we came back inside. Yeah.
You had some tea because you were cold. It was freezing.
Oh my gosh! I just wore this white flannel button down, and that was it. And I was shivering, both because I was cold and because I was scared.
Yeah.
So we had some tea. We stayed a little bit longer. Your mom gave you some coffee.
Mm-hmm.
We went out to the car.
Oh yeah, it was Texas pecan coffee. So good.
Wow, that's what you fixate on, huh?
Oh, I remembered it because I was telling you about it. I was putting it in the car and telling you about the coffee. And I go to shut the door and I turn around. There you are on one knee. And you just like holding the ring. You're like, "Lisa, will you marry me?"
I said your full name.
It's
a long name.
It is. Elisa Alexandria Ray Pettit, will you marry me? And I just remember like tears starting to swell in my eyes. My hands went like that over my face. And I just like, I said yes, I think like a million times as I was like going backwards and forwards and like just so excited. And I had to calm down obviously to give him my hand.
I had to put the ring on. I didn't lose it. She still has it.
I'm very honored to have it because I have my Nana, my dad's mom's wedding ring. So.
We had both those.
Both very special. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But, I mean, and then we went back inside, and there we go. I mean, there it was. Like, we just...
Your mom thought we left something.
I know. She goes, "What did you leave behind now?" And I was like, "Mom." She goes, "What?" I said, "Mom." She goes, "What did you leave?" Like, she's, like, in the wrong mind. I said, "Mom." Like, I'm trying to get her to focus. She goes, "What?" And I show her my hand, and she's, like, instantly crying, excited. I'm excited. And the cool thing is my grandparents have been present for every one of their grandkids' engagements. And that's what was really cool. Like, they got to be around. Not, like, physically always see it, but, like, there to celebrate. And I thought that was a really cool thing, too.
Mm-hmm.
And then you drove home, because this is what I did the entire way. I just kept smiling. I'm like, I can't believe it. And then I walked into the apartment, and I was like, "Hey, sister." She goes, "Hey." And she goes, "Do you guys have fun?" I'm like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Guess what?" She's like, "What?" And I held up my hand, and she's like, "Wah!" And she doesn't really scream. She's not as loud as I am. And she's just like, "Oh my gosh, sister." And like, Cody's all like, "Congratulations, man." And like, "Congratulations to me." And like, all that stuff. And so then, that's a different thing. But like, Cody, they were going to get married. But Cody's like, "Okay, now I have to wait because now they're going to get married. I don't want to steal their thunder." But that's their story. But still, it was just so exciting. I think I might have slept that night. I think Doxana and I started planning our wedding celebratory, like, woohoo, let's, we did it kind of thing. I think we started doing that. Yeah, that night. I think we barely slept. It was so exciting.
Yeah, that's how we met.
That's how and then, I don't want to say the rest is history, but we got married.
The rest is self-explanatory.
The rest is self-explanatory, yeah.
We got married. We had Alan.
We're living our life here now. Yeah.
Now we're podcasting.
And now we're podcasting, and now there's a bunch of other things that, we're doing, and we're... Is that your work phone?
Yeah, it's somewhere. I don't know where it is. I don't know what's going off.
Okay. Yeah, there's our story. That's how we met. It's kind of crazy when people hear it. They're like, "What?" And so, like, we got married that same year, like, 2020. We had a kid the next year, and we also bought a house. We did a lot in the 2 years that this June will be 2 years.
Mm.
Yeah.
2 great years.
I feel like it's so much longer. I feel like I've known you way longer. Like, I feel like I met you when you were a teenager. Like, I feel like I've just known you forever. I know we didn't. I think that would have been funny if we did, but we didn't.
Yeah. No, we figured out that we've been to a lot of the same places, just like years apart. They went to North Dakota when you were, what, 10?
Yeah, 10 or 12.
We went there when I was 16, and then we went to Carlsbad when I was like 5, and then you went there when you were like 16, and there's just a lot of overlap. Like you were here in Gunnison going to school while I was in Alaska,
Mm-hmm.
and then
When you came back, I think we overlapped for a few months before I went to California for master's school.
yeah, lots of just missing each other.
Yeah, and then I moved back from California and just had this feeling that I'm like, I want to move back to Colorado, I want to move back to Gunnison, and so I did. And, it wasn't, I moved back in September, so it was like 4 or 5 months, and then I met you.
Yeah, I got back from Hawaii, and then like 3 weeks later I met you.
I know, lucky. Oh, I wish I would have known for this. You could have taken me to Hawaii.
I would have taken you to Hawaii.
I know. I know you would have.
That would be fun.
That would have been amazing, yes. But yeah, that's our story. That's how we met. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anything else? You want to wrap it up?
Yeah,
I don't even
we
remember
wrap it
what
up.
we say, how we wrapped it up. We've only done it twice.
Well, first I'm going to give a shout out to one of my high school girls. It's her birthday today. So happy birthday, Jaslyn. I don't know if you'll listen to this, but I'm going to tell you to listen to it now because I did this for you.
Happy birthday, Jocelyn.
I already texted you today, but yes, happy birthday. And again, I would just say, like, subscribe, comment on this video or on this podcast. We'll share all of our normal links so you can get to all of them. We might be changing the day. Maybe it won't drop so early in the morning on Saturday. Maybe we won't. I don't know. It was a random thought that I had that I haven't talked to him about, so that's why he's going like, what are you talking about? I don't know. It was a
Yeah,
random
we
thought.
can. I don't care.
But this is going to stay the same Saturday, 7 a.m. Follow us on Instagram at Rise, Rinse, Repeat Podcast.
Same Facebook.
Same Facebook.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think that's everything. We don't have personalized Instagrams anymore. Got rid of mine. Mine's going to be deleted officially in April. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's everything.
Okay.
Thank you for listening to our podcast.
We'll see you next week. Bye.